Skip it down!
What up? It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Friday, dude. The 20th day of February, 2026?
26, man.
Where am I? My name is Nick. There's Big J right over there.
Yeah,
Welcome
studio.
to the end. Are you sure?
Yeah.
To the end of the week. Do you have any big weekend plans, Big J?
Yeah, let's see. Tomorrow, my nephew and his lovely bride, they got married.
Nice.
Eloped last weekend.
Good.
without telling the
Keep
family.
the family out of it.
Yeah. So a big baby shower.
Nice,
happening
man.
At a hotel.
Oh, whoa. Hoity-toity.
Yeah, it is hoity-toity. And I'm like, isn't this a ladies thing?
Not anymore, dude.
Yeah, it's not
Baby
anymore.
showers have become as inclusive as anything. Because, listen, the more people invite, the more presents you get for the baby.
Yeah, so the wife was on the planning committee. So we've got stuff that we're bringing, and she's
That sounds
setting
fun.
up. Yeah.
Or is it your worst nightmare?
No, I have very little to do with it.
I understand, but
So-
still, you'd have this deep, dark anger of anything celebrating a baby that does not have any real choice.
And
in
I
it.
have said this numerous times.
Yes.
I'm like, even an unborn baby especially, I'm like, what do I need to be there for?
You're celebrating the mother and the father. You understand?
Yeah, I guess.
Is it their first baby?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a big deal, man. They're starting their family together. That's a big deal. And you love these people, right?
Yeah, so I won't complain while I'm there
Okay, just afterwards and before.
and on the radio.
Yeah. But, I mean, odds are you won't have to put in a lot of time.
I don't have a whole lot of other things I need to do, so it's all right. It'll be fun.
And so there's no football. That's the plan this weekend? Baby shower? Anything else of note?
Baby shower, and then I think there's it's called the Frosty Buns Ride.
Nice.
So I might be taking part in that with our buddies Josh and Chandler from Team Mazda.
What
And
does that
David De La
support?
Rosa. I don't know if there's an overall support thing.
Well,
I don't know
it
much about
sounds-
it. They just asked me last week to go, hey, you want to go on this ride with us? I'm like, sure.
So it could actually be a nonprofit supporting ride, but it also could just be a bunch of dudes riding in cold weather.
It's a lot of times, it's usually just a bunch of dudes riding together.
But they
with
give
cold
these
weather.
things names. I'm trying to understand the
We have
terminology.
to. It's cold out.
I see. But you can't just go on a ride. You have to call it something. If you're a
when
bunch
it's
of
an
dudes
organized group
Sure.
effort,
Okay. All right.
yes.
Fine. I mean, I'm learning. I'm asking questions. You're asking like I should know these things. I don't know. I would think that the nonprofit stuff would have an organization and a ride attached to it. Then that makes
Say,
sense.
I didn't get a full rundown.
Okay.
They said, be here at Slicks on Sunday
That
morning.
has to be a nonprofit thing. I bet my God. Listen, look it up. Do a Google search. Help me out. And see what it comes up with.
I'll look it up.
Thank you. Today on the show, we are going to have a visit from the Comedy Lounge. That's going to be fun and exciting. We also have an opportunity for you to grab one more pair of tickets to Shinedown before they go on sale. Now, that concert goes on sale at 10 o'clock this morning. That's in all of our win them before you can buy them pomp and circumstance goes away. So we'll give you one more opportunity to do it before those tickets officially go on sale to the general public. We're very excited about that. Plus, we have more tickets to the X-Fest pre-party with Filter, Finger 11, and Local H. That's going to be a lot of fun on March the 6th. Big J will have his Song of the Week for you. Should be a good Friday. Do we have Frosty Buns updates?
There's no information about it being nonprofit related.
Stuff. On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
Important Stuff is brought to you by Sun Valley Resort. Now is the time to book your trip to Sun Valley Resort and have some fun. It's the 90th year of it being open. There's over 100 trails that are open right now across 3,400 feet of legendary vertical. So no matter what your ski skill set is, you have an opportunity to enjoy it. And the X wants to help you get on the slopes. You can enter to win right now a spring ticket 3-pack to go check out Sun Valley Resort on us. That is good for 3 full days of skiing in the spring at its best. Just check out the front page of xrock.com, click the Enter Now button, and boom, you are in the drawing, which we're going to do early next week. Best of luck from the X-Rocks. Have you heard the news out of the Idaho Steelheads camp, Big J?
No, what happened? What's going on?
The ECHL. You are familiar with that particular
Yeah, the
league,
East
yes?
Coast Hockey League.
That's right. They made an announcement that the Idaho Steelheads will be the host city for the 2027 ECHL All-Star Classic, Big J.
Oh, cool, man.
It will include a fan fest skills competition. It's going to take part on Tuesday, January 26th, and then the All-Star game will happen on Wednesday, January 27th at Idaho Central Arena, right there in downtown Boise. And so it's going to be a week-long kind of festivity feel, like it's going to have the skill event in the game, but it's also going to have the official induction ceremony of the 19th class of the ECHL Hall of Fame. You can't grab your tickets yet, but you'll be able to at a later date. But it's a big midseason showcase for the entire league. It's attended by representatives from the National Hockey League and the American Hockey League. This particular game has produced 75 different players who have gone on to play in the NHL, including 59 since the year 2002. And it's the second time that the Steelheads have hosted this particular game. Do you remember the last time they did it, Big J?
No, I don't.
The year was 2007.
Ta-da! You arrived here.
Yeah, I'm sure I
Probably
was not here yet.
Before.
Because I came, my first day here was X-Fest 2007, Big J. Idaho joins Norfolk and Reading as the only two-time city hosts in the history of the ECHL All-Star Classic. So congratulations to us, and congratulations to the Steelheads. I'm sure it wasn't easy to put in a bid and convince people that it's time to come back, but they did it, and it should be a great thing for this city and a cool thing to check out if you enjoy Steelheads hockey or hockey in general. You know?
Yeah, and just, support the fact that, it's a thing, and that's got to be great for the Steelheads team in general.
Yeah, Big J's right. You got to support that it's a thing. The U.S. women's hockey team, speaking of hockey, won the 2026 Winter Olympic gold medal yesterday. They defeated Canada 2-1 in overtime. Did you watch any of it?
I didn't get a chance to watch any of it.
The team was dominant during their Olympic run, going 7-0, outscoring opponents 33-2, Big J. So this hockey team earned that gold medal for sure. But it was a barn burner of a game yesterday that had to go into overtime and a hell of a goal to win it all. So congratulations to the hockey team bringing home the United States' 9th medal. Still several behind Norway overall in the medal kind of count. Norway's got us by like 8 medals, I think. But we are in a solid second place, about, I think, 4 or 5 ahead of Italy, which is in third place in the medal count for the Olympics. And it's like we got the silver medal in medal count. You understand, Big J?
Mm-hmm.
And this thing's getting ready to wrap up, so it's probably going to be how it finishes. But still, a hell of a game yesterday. Congratulations to the United States women's hockey team. Well played. Big J, rest in peace to Eric Dane. Best known for his roles on Euphoria most recently, but Grey's Anatomy. He, of course, Big J McSteamy, you remember? Passed away at the age...
No, McSteamy?
There's McDreamy and McSteamy.
Okay.
Please don't get them confused.
Sorry, it's been a while since I watched.
He passed away at the age of 53. It comes about a year after he publicly disclosed that he had been diagnosed with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The actor had been open about his battle with the illness in recent months, previously saying he wants to capture the moments that shaped him. He was reflecting a lot on his life and his career, and he just had finished, Big J, a upcoming memoir that now will be released, of course, after his death. But his big kind of breakout role was Dr. Mark Sloan on Grey's Anatomy. That's where he got the name McSteamy. He was a kind of the counterpart, the sexual competitor to Patrick Dempsey, Big J. You understand?
Yeah.
All of them going for the same ladies on that show. And then, of course, he jumped on Euphoria and played an absolute dirtbag on that show for a couple of seasons as well. But certainly will be missed. Rest in peace, Eric Dane. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X-Rocks. That is Weezer. That is Undone. The hashtag sweater song. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, one of the great things about the United States of America is how big and vast and large this country is. You understand?
Yeah.
And if you happen to grow up in particular parts of the country, there is a likelihood that you would have a bit of an accent. You understand? Like, for instance,
different accents.
What does a New York accent sound like to you?
Hey, what are you doing over here?
What about a Boston accent?
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
How about like a Southern or like a Louisiana accent?
Well, I'm not going to do Louisiana. I don't understand a damn word those people say.
How about Southern then?
Hey, how you doing there, y'all?
And then finally, Big J.
Oh, you know what?
Anything from the Midwest?
The Bears.
Okay. This is good
the
examples.
Midwest 500-1
of what stereotypical accents sound like to a lot of people that haven't been around in that area. But would you be surprised to know, Big J?
Don't you forget the North Dakotans, eh?
There you go.
You know?
That would be more of a Midwest than just the Chicago accent that you did. But I understand what you're saying.
I feel they're a little different. Like
There definitely are. Chicago is that, and then there's the Midwestern, which is the longer O's that I had growing up, without a doubt.
And you know what? I like that bled into Montana.
Sure.
I had no idea, didn't realize it until I tried replicating it from Fargo, and was like, this is too easy.
The North Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and parts of Illinois, all that stuff is very much has an accent, or at least it did, Big J, because would you be surprised to find out that a lot of these regional accents are going away? Especially with the younger generation. Now, it does make sense when you look into it because, Big J, accents happen because we learn how to talk and how to sound from our parents and people around us. And if everybody has that same accent, that accent then is kind of dipped into us. And, when our parents grew up and to a lesser extent we grew up, we kind of grew up in this bubble of where we were. It was difficult to get outside information, what other people sounded like, those kinds of things. Well, the Gen Z, the millennials, the younger generations don't have that bubble because they're surrounded by people that talk about different ways on their TikToks and on social media and all this stuff. And so they're surrounded by these people that, their parents they're no longer their way that they learn how to talk. They have these other vernaculars that they pick up in such a young age that the accent kind of has been fading away over time. And people are using it a lot less often. You'll find a lot of people under the age of 15 now really don't have any accents despite where they grew up. They think of it kind of like, oh, it's a funny family thing, but that's not the way that I talk. And so it's interesting to see that East Coast accents like New York and these things when you're hearing kids talk on like the subway or something, that stuff is like gone. They don't speak like the traditional New York accent that we think. It's usually the older generations that do this because they're the ones that grew up learning how to speak that way. And it's just happening where now all this stuff is kind of slowly but surely fading away. And we're not getting that accent anymore, at least the regional ones here in the United States. It still happens depending on what's going on, but it's not nearly as prominent as it once was, which is interesting. I mean, it is very eye-opening, but it's not really, I guess, surprising. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a bummer, I think, a little bit. But ultimately, what does it matter,
Sure. I mean, again, it's like it's part of like where you grew up, and if you bounced around a lot, it was difficult for you to have an accent. Like I said, I grew up in Wisconsin. I didn't even know I had an accent until I moved to Arizona and was trying to be on the radio, and everybody's like, "You sound like a yokel from the Midwest," and I'm like, "Really?
Learn to talk."
I took vocal coaching classes. I did all these things to try to lose that Wisconsin accent, and I think it's gone for the most part. It still comes out sometimes when I talk to my parents or I'm back home or whatever. Those long O's come out, the Coke becomes a cook, and you start talking like that, and you don't even realize it because you're just right back in kind of the way that you fall. But it is, unless you train yourself to get out of that particular accent, it's a difficult thing to transition from. But if you've never learned it to begin with, it's fairly easy to not sound like you're from anywhere. You know? A real nice generic kind of thing. Now, some people think those accents sound sexy, others think they sound disgusting and weird. So I guess if you're in more in the middle,
anybody who's ever said a Midwest, oh God, that's sexy. Sorry.
Right? No, it's okay. You're not hurting my feelings.
Southern ladies, probably.
Sometimes, I mean, and the New York thing. I mean, I don't know. Some people might like that. Some people. I mean, again, it's all up to you. This is subjective.
Yeah.
Some people may like it, others may not. But it is still kind of sad that regionality is slowly but surely fading away.
Is that the same with like country of origin accents?
I don't know.
English, Australian. I mean,
I don't think so. I mean, at least it doesn't sound like it. I mean, there's still little kids that sound like they're from that particular part of things. But there's also, I think, a desire to sound like that. You know what I mean? I think there is a certain bit of regalness attached to English accents, and I think Australians are proud of that. And I think Canadians have a little bit of thing involved in that too. And maybe there's part of it here where it's like, listen, I don't want to sound like I'm some, New York, jerk or whatever, And I think
like
there could be
a mafioso.
Yeah, it could be. I don't want Nick and Big J to impersonate me all the time on the radio.
To really lean into that stereotype and make fun of us.
And so I don't want to sound like that. That could be part of it as well. Who knows? Morning After with Nick and Big J coming up in a few minutes. Big J's got his song of the week. It's next on the X Rocks. 10 a.m. this morning, tickets on sale to see Shinedown here at Extra Mile Arena on August 10th. Your chance to win them before you buy. Can buy them coming up around 8:30 or so. Every single Friday, Big J selects a song for you to get kind of the wiggles out before you head into the weekend and get some weekend kind of kickoff fun going. First, we find out the what, then we find out the why. Big J, who is it this week?
Yeah, it's new Ice Nine Kills featuring McKenna Grace. It's called Twisting the Knife.
It's on the X. Ice Nine Kills and McKenna Grace. That is Twisting the Knife, Big J's song of the week. What you picking that song for, dude?
Yeah, dude, I love it. First and foremost, we got some brand new music from Ice Nine Kills. That's not bad. And McKenna Grace. So here's how this kind of all rolled out. Because coming up next week is Scream 7 will be hitting theaters, Nick. McKenna Grace starring in that movie. And what happened here is it was announced early on that, you know, the folks there at Scream wanted Ice Nine Kills to write a song for the movie. And, you know, of course, Spencer was like, yeah, let's do it. And then they found out that McKenna was a fan of the band. And so it is only natural that this would happen. And they went ahead and collaborated on this song. Quote, Twisting the Knife is our tribute to Wes Craven and the Scream franchise, which means so much to us. Scream is baked into the DNA of who I am and of Ice Nine Kills. My love of horror, comedy, and the collision between the two. I was already obsessed with Halloween and Friday the 13th, but Scream was the first I saw in theaters. And so it's a big deal for these guys. They're going to be at the premiere of the movie next week. So I can't wait. Scream also happens to be one of my kids' favorite movies of all time and franchise. She's got it tattooed on her. So it's a pretty big deal. And I'm pretty stoked and excited that they're a part of this whole thing.
And it's nice that they're kind of like bringing back part of the original cast, you know, for 7. You know, they tried to move on and then they refused to pay Nev Campbell, and now that's happening. So it's kind of like it's almost like, I believe this is supposed to be like a direct sequel to like Scream 2, I think, is how they're working it out in their head for some reason. You know, when you're 7 movies deep and you're bringing back people, you have to retcon some things that have happened over the course of time. Halloween has done it before.
Stuff that didn't work or didn't stick or, you know, got away from you.
People that just don't want to come back, whatever the case may be, you have to figure out your way around that like they did originally with Nev Campbell, and now she's back, so now they're like, okay, we got to kind of reel back on some of this stuff. But, you know, Ice Nine Kills also have carved themselves out a nice little niche because of the type of music that they play and the type of movies they pay homage to. Like, this is like the 4th like horror soundtrack in a movie they've been on in a row. They've done a really good job of being able to be a part of this kind of like I guess this kind of genre, which is, I think, exactly what they were looking for when they started this band, and it's really worked out for them. So I'm happy.
And they're able to make it like pull it off so well live on stage when they do their show.
I mean, so
it's
cinematic,
it's great. I love the guys. And, hey, maybe come back to town.
It'd be nice.
You owe us a show.
You do. You owe us.
Trust me, I don't let them forget.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff, as well as we're going.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Question for you. I don't know if it's a moral question or not. It's probably just more of a personal preference question, Big J.
Okay.
Let's say the ultimate Big J dream comes true, right? And you roll in, you grab a lottery ticket, and it hits. And you are a millionaire. Do you publicly reveal that you have won the lottery, or do you keep it to yourself?
Well, it depends on how much we're talking here. If it's a jackpot.
It's a jackpot.
Absolutely do everything you can not to make it public.
Okay, so you would hide the fact that you had won millions by millions.
I would try to revert the Idaho law and set up a trust and have the trust accept it, all that baloney.
You've already planned this.
Well, yeah, you should be prepared.
Got it.
Especially if you're planning on something happening.
57% of people agree with you. If they had a major lottery victory, they would hide it from others. Now, what would be your reasoning behind keeping your win private?
Well, I'm a public figure, as much as I don't like to admit it. I mean, I could probably get taken advantage of pretty easily. You know how I am. But, yeah, so I think there are some reasons for that. You don't want people to know that you have millions upon millions of dollars. I wouldn't plan on quitting.
You'd still come to work?
Yeah.
Why? Just for the creative outlet?
This is my dream job.
Got it. Oh, that's nice. But you don't. A job you have because you need money to
also,
live.
Maybe some people rely on me in some way here.
All right.
I mean, who knows? You never know.
All right.
So that's how I've at least thought it out in my mind.
A lot of people are on the same page, although they're not a public figure. They fear people coming out of the woodwork to ask to borrow money, the media attention that would surround it, and then just the jealousy from other people. They'd also worry about some of their relationships being damaged, their loss of privacy, and judgment over some of the choices that they would make if they had a lot of money. Do you have an idea as to what kind of things you would spend that money on if you got it? Do you have like a list of like Big J's dream lottery winning spendings
Well, I
on
think
this?
it would obviously be making sure that family's taken care of.
Okay.
And again, it depends on how much, but also putting forth a lot of that money into charity. I'm sure the wife and I would fight a lot about that. She gets mad when I say, yeah, go ahead and round up the next 10 cents to help somebody out. So, not that she's a curmudgeon, but it's just...
Strangely enough, nonprofit giving does not make this list of things that people would spend their lottery winnings on. Number one would be helping out loved ones, sharing the winnings with the loved ones, something that you mentioned. Number two would be upgrading or figuring out something to do with your housing situation.
Oh, yeah.
Number three would be taking a trip. And then number four would basically be like just making sure that I'm helping other people out, like generous birthday gifts to friends, those kinds of things. Upgrade those a little bit. Nearly 90% of people think that if they won the lottery, they would be great with the winnings and they wouldn't have any problems whatsoever. And 56% say, yeah, you know what? It probably would be some immediate splurging right out the gate just because I've never had that kind of money before. So I'd probably spend it on something stupid. But that's what lottery's for, right?
Yeah.
Spending it on something stupid. Enjoy. Some big news out of Chicago, Big J. The Bears are trying to get a new stadium built, but politicians in Indiana continue to make moves and offers to convince the Bears to build a new stadium in their state. The politicians are currently putting together a deal that will result in a dome stadium being built near the Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana. We'll see if politicians in Illinois step up with something better, but right now they're kind of like, no, we're not really interested in this. And the Bears are very interested in a new stadium and are playing along with the idea that they would move if given the opportunity. So I ask you, Big J, now here's the deal. This Hammond, Indiana is about 45 minutes outside of Chicago, but it is in another state altogether. Would you have a problem with them playing in Indiana and still calling themselves the Chicago Bears?
I mean, I think, I'm trying to think, like Foxborough is outside of Boston,
But they're the New England Patriots.
Right, okay. I'm just like, there are several places that aren't,
Jets
like
and
Santa Clarita is different than San Francisco.
And the Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey, which is a different state than New
45
York.
miles isn't that far.
No, but it's a different state altogether. I guess that's the rub.
I think they're still the Chicago Bears.
That's what they would probably argue. I wonder if Indiana would put up a fight in that with them putting up all that money. I wonder. But there's already, and I mean, what do you call it? You can't call them like the Hammond Bears. That would be silly.
Yeah.
But then again, you already have an Indianapolis team, the Indiana Bears. That would probably be interesting. But I would be shocked if they changed their name. But then does this team, it ceases to be a Chicago team? They were talking about building something outside of Chicago anyway. It wouldn't be in Chicago proper, wherever the stadium would be, but it would be still in Illinois, which makes it this territorial kind of a thing. Moving to another state altogether, like, as you know, Midwest states are very territorial.
And
there's
very
a lot
close.
Right. There's a lot of rivalries involved in that.
It's close. I mean, to get to one place and another takes 15 minutes sometimes.
It'd be weird to have the Bears in Indiana, I think. My guess is this is a lot of pomp and circumstance and posturing to try to get Illinois to pony up for a new stadium, and that's probably what will end up happening. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Big J, listen to me. You got to be careful with old people. You know what I mean?
Old man.
They're very frail. They're easily breakable, and you can't have this kind of old new school kind of stuff around them because things could go sideways. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the work of Donny Osmond, but he is a singer,
Of course.
He's got a residency in Las Vegas, and he's been playing in Harrah's for the last couple of years. But, and I would say, sorry if I'm stereotyping, but most of Donny Osmond's fans, I would say, are elderly. Yeah.
Mormons and old.
And there was a situation that happened in Las Vegas where Donny Osmond does this bit, apparently, where he releases a couple of balls into the audience where people can kind of bat him around a little bit. And Donny Osmond kicked one off the stage and then hit 87-year-old Joanne Jaklowski right square in the face with it. Now, the problem with that is she sustained serious injuries, including her retinal got detached from her face and her right eye.
Oh my God!
And it required. Well, listen, old people are frail, man.
I mean,
you can't
that's
just be
frail.
hitting them in the
It's
face
the
and
ball
stuff.
with air in it.
Well, he kicked it right in her face, man.
Well, I know, but still.
She needed surgery to repair the retinal injury. She also had a whiplash from it, so she must have been kicked in the face pretty hard. She claims the oversized balls were designed and intended to be thrown and propelled through the audience, but it was dimly lit. She didn't even see it coming, and obviously her eye was ready to pop out of her head.
That, not her.
So she is suing for a significant amount of money from this particular thing, from the psychological trauma, the fear, anxiety, the PTSD, and the loss of joy in life. Judge Big J, how do you rule?
Yeah, I'm going to rule in her favor.
Okay, yeah. I mean, listen, getting your eye out of your head is not fun.
But then there's
However,
that whole, hey, your ticket is a contract, etc.
Yeah,
Good luck
tough.
to you.
It's tough. It might be tough to actually win. But Judge Big J, you're much more lenient when it comes to old people. People know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they want to bring their old people case to you.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. We are going to go to hell. It's going to happen next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside. Bringing to light stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
New London, Wisconsin is where we're going for today's We're Going to Hell story. And it is an interesting and different situation, Big J, because we're headed to an elementary school there in New London called Lincoln Elementary School. And there we're going to meet 58-year-old Lori Lobenstein. She is a second grade teacher there at Lincoln Elementary. And she has been there for the last 7 years, carving out a nice little spot for herself, you know?
Nice.
Helping educate today's youth. Get it. But things started to get a little bit weird around the classroom about 3 months ago, Big J. Miss Lobenstein would excuse herself a lot. And go to the bathroom like in the middle of class, and kids were like, wow, man, she's going to the bathroom like 4 or 5 times a class. That's a lot, right? Hope she's okay. At first they're like, man, Miss Lobenstein's probably not feeling all that great, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we hope she's okay. And then, there would be a situation where a second grader kind of in between classes, like they're kind of going to recess or whatever, had to go to the bathroom, ran into the bathroom, Big J, and saw Miss Lobenstein kind of bent over the sink a little bit and doing one of these.
What?
And then kind of like washed her hands and saying, have a great day. See ya, have a good recess. See you out there. And she came home, the second grader came home and was like, I think I saw the teacher sniffing something off the counter. I don't know. It was a really weird interaction with my teacher today in the bathroom. And so the parent then contacted the principal and said that their kid noticed this and that the teacher had been going to the bathroom a lot during class. And according to the reports, the principal kind of brushed it off as like, listen, this is a second grader. Who knows what they thought they saw? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Second graders. They don't know what they're looking at.
Didn't really kind of chase it down. About a week later, the school nurse, also in between classes, happened to go into the bathroom there at Lincoln Elementary and also saw Miss Lobenstein kind of stand up at the sink as soon as somebody opened up the door and went, oh, hey, what's up? What's up? Just washing my hands, getting back out to class. And when the school nurse got done with her business in the bathroom, she noticed there was a white powder still reminiscent on the counter a little bit. She has a husband in the police department there. So she grabbed... I guess, I don't know how
sample?
She did. She grabbed a sample of it.
Nancy Drew?
Took it to her husband to get it tested to see if it was, in fact, cocaine.
Hey, honey, will you test to see if it's cocaine?
Or if it was something else. And her husband did, and it popped for cocaine. So then she also talked to the principal, and the principal was like, okay, whatever. Maybe we'll call in a kind of a resource officer to see if he can find anything. So the very next day, school resource officer came to the school with a police canine, and they decided to kind of do a search of the classroom. Big J.
Check all the classrooms here.
Right.
Make sure we're squared away.
They searched Lobenstein's classroom. They found cocaine in her purse, in her coat pocket, and yes, on the desk of her, kind of in the classroom desk, this teacher's desk on the classroom.
That's a lot of cocaine.
So she was doing coke, I guess, in between
Everywhere.
classes there or something like that.
He was doing coke everywhere.
According to the New London Police Department, investigators then interviewed Miss Lobenstein, who told them that, about 3 months ago, she started using cocaine pretty heavily. She did admit to using cocaine the day before school started, as well as after school, and sure, maybe a little bit in the classroom and the teacher's lounge and in the bathroom, but nothing like serious. You know what I mean?
It's not serious. Kids haven't been seeing me snort coke.
She says she always cleans up after herself, and she would never put those students in danger. But like just the way that this whole thing discovered proves that that's just not true. She didn't clean up for herself well enough. So she's been arrested and charged with a bunch of different drug charges. The school district had to send a letter out to families and parents notifying them that one of the teachers was doing coke at school, but did say at no point were students or staff in harm's way, so there is that. And now the rest of it's still under investigation, but this is a friendly reminder. Please don't do cocaine in school.
How about this? Don't do cocaine.
That's a good one. I'm just saying,
bad for you.
What you do in your own home, I guess, is up to you. When you start involving things happening when you're around children a lot, it starts to get real sketchy.
Yeah. Lady needed some help.
Right. And then plus, like, you're leaving coke behind in the bathroom. That's not good.
Yeah, what a waste.
Okay.
I mean, that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
What I hear.
I don't understand. I don't know what the running price of cocaine is, but it can't be cheap, right?
That's right.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X-Rocks.
Here's traffic.
Finger 11, that is Paralyzer. We'll see them on March 6th. Your opportunity to win some tickets to that coming up this morning here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. But if you feel like something has changed in the calendar year when it comes to the amount of bleep that's hitting you on your phone, you're not wrong. It has hit a new high somehow, according to a new U.S. News survey. Despite the fact that there's no call lists and all these kinds of things, basically we've seen them busting through that particular, I guess, hurdle. And it shows that Americans are getting hit with more suspicious calls, texts, and emails every single day than we've ever been hit with. Nearly half of adults in the United States say they get some sort of scam messages, be it a phone call, an email, or a text every single day, with about 85% of us saying it's happened at least in the last week. I was inundated with calls probably for the last 2 months. It was happening I want to say 6-7 times a day. I would just get unknown numbers or numbers from this area code that I didn't answer and ended up leaving messages about some other thing or another. And it was to the point where usually I can ignore that stuff, but it was happening so often that it was driving me crazy. And I had to figure some way out around it. So I downloaded this thing from my carrier that helped me block any of the unknown numbers that weren't already registered in my phone in that particular case.
Did you have to pay for it?
No, it was part
weird.
of a service, but I just didn't have it unlocked yet. I had to activate it as part of my plan.
Activate.
And so I did, and it's gone away. But the bad news is, because of things like that, about 25% of Americans in the last calendar year have actually lost money to a scam because of this particular style of scamming. The typical loss was about $250, but the average is about $2,000. So there's a really big amount of money that people are losing. And once it happens, only a third of us will ever get our money back from those situations. So you got to be extra careful with this kind of stuff, especially now that they're peppering you and it's happening more and more via email, via phone, via text. There's all sorts of stuff that you need to do. About 77% of Americans say because of this, they become more cautious online, from ignoring unknown messages to refusing to share personal information over the phone or by text. This should probably be the standard operating procedure for all of us to make sure you don't fall into some sort of trap or give away sensitive information that you didn't know was going to happen or would come back to bite you in the ass, whatever the case may be. But if you find yourself just getting inundated by these calls, texts, or emails, just know you're not alone. It's happening a lot for some reason or another. Just don't fall into the trap. You still have to be your, first line of defense against that kind of stuff, is you making sure you're not giving information or, falling for whatever scam it may be, despite what information is on the other line. Make them double, triple check things or send them stuff to you to make it sure it's as legitimate as possible before you do anything like give away a credit card number or address information or any of that other stuff that can come back to haunt you,
Yeah.
Because it can go south quick.
I haven't had any problems lately.
Good for you,
It's
man.
a little scary.
You're scared about it?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
They're like, oh, we already got this guy's information. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Double check your account, please.
Trust me, I keep a good picture of what's going on at all times.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. On the way, some important stuff, plus your pop culture smackdown. Hold tight. It's the X. University, Big J. They studied about 20,000 Americans for more than a decade. The goal being, what's the best thing you can do as you get older to try to put a halt on the cognitive decline? You know what I mean? That slow and slippery slope before, things kind of get a little bit loosey-goosey upstairs, and it happens to everybody as you get older, but you want to do what you can to slow that particular kind of like progress. And there's lots of different things that work. Let's start there, of course. There's things like if you read more, if you write more, all that stuff is great. If you kind of engage in computer use more as you get older, that can be a protector against brain aging as well. But of course, then there's other things that can undo that, like how healthy you live your life. Smoking, those kinds of things are bad for it. But they found that there was one kind of constant that you can do to help you protect your brain the most as you get older, Big J, and that is do yourself a crossword puzzle.
Oh, really? Nice.
It is essentially what they found was the kind of thing that if you sit down and you do a crossword puzzle every day, it usually helps with memory searching, reflection, knowledge-based stuff, and it can help kind of kickstart some of those kind of synapses in your brain to make it kind of like exercise it a little bit more. Lots of different puzzles you can do. They found that crosswords were the most effective in helping this particular kind of cognitive decline between the ages of 45 and 65. So that's kind of in the wheelhouse. How do you feel about crossword puzzles, Big J?
I haven't done one in a while.
No? How long has it been?
I don't remember.
A really long time then, huh?
Yeah.
Was it something that you ever did, or was it more like it had to be assigned to you to do?
It was probably on occasion, like if I were really bored and there was a newspaper around or something,
Then you're like,
doctor's offices, that sort of thing.
Sure. Oh, you would take the doctor's office newspaper? It's messed up.
No, I wouldn't take it.
You try to fill it out.
Or there were magazines and stuff that you had crossword puzzles in there.
But you would physically do them, like write letters into the crossword puzzle.
Not necessarily.
Okay,
no.
You would.
I mean, I wouldn't write down stuff.
You would just see how many you knew. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that's the same as
not
writing
it
down.
It's more difficult to figure out a crossword puzzle, I would argue, if it's not physically in front of you, because the whole goal is it would help you with other words. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand. I've never been much of a fan of crossword puzzles. I will fully admit I do love a lot of different puzzles and things, and I like to keep myself active in that way mentally, but crossword puzzles is just one thing that kind of like escaped me. I'm not against them, I just don't usually enjoy them. But I'll do my Wordle every day, Big J.
Wordle?
You know that.
Is that the same thing?
No, it's not the same thing. It's a different thing altogether. But it is certainly
it's a different thing altogether.
A puzzle that you have to figure out and use your knowledge to piece it together involving words. It's not a word search, but it's along those lines. The NBA, Big J, they're not very happy with teams this year because they found out a bunch of them are tanking to get better draft picks. What the hell?
Oh, my God.
So the NBA is planning to make anti-tanking rule changes for next season. Now, the new rules will mostly affect the draft lottery and will hopefully remove the incentive for teams to lose games on purpose with the goal of getting higher draft picks. During his All-Star Weekend news conference, Commissioner Adam Silver said tanking has been worse than ever this year, and now is the time to do something about it. Now, a lot of talking heads, Big J, in the NBA are saying the way that you do this is you get rid of the draft. Everybody now is a free agent heading into the year. There's still a salary cap, so there's still a certain amount of money teams can spend on players, including rookies, but it becomes a free-for-all for people that want to join teams or have teams that have the money in order to bring, higher-paid rookies onto their squad for a direct impact. And they would have to have the money to make that happen. What do you think about that move, Big J?
I mean, that seems like it would be chaos. It'd be crazy, right?
If there's a salary cap.
Well, I don't know. The NBA draft doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal.
Yeah,
either.
that's the...
Not compared to, like, we think, the NFL draft is a big deal.
Yeah, because there's 7 rounds. There's 52 men in a roster. NBA teams have, 13. So it's a little bit different. But also, in any given draft, there's, 3 players that make a difference. You know? No harm, no foul there. But it is certainly a different thing. But, of course, I do think the unintended consequences of that would be you would find veteran players being cut left, right, and center to save money on salary cap, which is not something that happens a lot in the NBA these days because there's that flexibility and that rookie kind of like set-in scale already for things. That I don't think is what Adam Silver has in mind anyway, but I don't know what it is. I mean, outside of like, you know, how right now it's a weighted kind of lottery, like the more losses you have, the more balls you have in the hopper to see where you end up picking. I think the solution may be just every team has one ball, and that's just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
So your record no longer plays. You're just in the lottery, and whoever gets picked kind of a thing, which kind of evens the odds, and it doesn't make you want to lose more if you're in the actual basement. Now, the NFL has the same problem with tanking, though. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel like it happens in every sport where your record determines your draft position.
Well,
and it's just less prominent
I feel
in
like
the NFL.
It's really difficult to do that in the NFL. Your roster is so much bigger. There's so many more players. It's hard to really tank.
Yeah, but you know teams have done it. You know what I mean? When they don't start their starting quarterback or they rest players towards the end of the year. I mean, God, they fired Lovie Smith in Houston for not tanking. They wanted to tank, and he refused to. So there's clearly a line that people are like, listen, here's what we want. We would like a higher draft pick, so we would like you to lose if the team is not doing that well. And some people aren't programmed that way. But I do think there's tanking in every sport.
Pretty sure that's why Max Crosby's pissed and wants to leave the Raiders.
Yeah, I think the Raiders tanked this year. There's no doubt about it. Big J, Fight Club is going to return to theaters for one night on April 22nd in a brand new restored 4K version of the film to mark its 25th anniversary. Then you're going to get a 4K HD Blu-ray release and a DVD edition on May 12th. Did you originally see Fight Club in the theaters when it came out in 1999?
Yeah.
You did. Did you like it instantly?
Yeah. Loved it.
You loved it. What made you see it? Was it because of Brad Pitt?
I mean, it was a movie.
Yeah, there's lots of movies out there that you don't see.
Pretty much.
Every movie?
Yeah, almost.
Come on.
I went to a lot of movies, dude.
But of course, if you're not familiar with it, Edward Norton has played in it as well. It's kind of, I wouldn't call it a calling card, but it's Fincher's probably most kind of interesting movie up until that point, even though he had done 7 as well. Fight Club kind of took things on a different level. And it was a bomb at the box office. It did not make any money. It was considered kind of a failure. And then it found a home on DVD and home video when people started talking about how great the movie was, and word of mouth started to spread, and then it became successful. So I wonder how this will do. It'll be interesting to see how the one-night-only event will take place. Any interest in seeing it again in theaters, Big J?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
All right. Well, then mark your calendar for April 22nd. That's when it's happening. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. Your Pop Culture Smackdown is next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. Right. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
And we're still technically in the Win It Before You Can Buy It stage here for Shinedown's Dance Kid Dance Act 2 arena show happening at Extra Mile Arena on August 10th. Well, those tickets go on sale officially at 10 a.m. So we'll get you these here. You just need to defeat me in Pop Culture Smackdown to make it happen.
Come on, Shinedown, Coheed and Cambria, From Ashes to New. It's going to be a hell of a show, but if you want these tickets free of charge, you, of course, are going to have to beat Big J in Pop Culture Smackdown. Why don't you get on the phone, coward? 208-287-1003 and see if you can be on the phone while Big J trips up and cannot answer a pop culture question correctly. If that's the case, then congratulations. 'Tis you that are the winner. We wish you all the best of luck. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's your name?
Jake.
All right, Jake, you're up first. Jake, what was the name of the hotel in the movie Psycho that also was the name of a TV series based on the characters in Psycho on AMC that ran for 4 seasons?
Ooh, the Bates Motel.
Nailed it.
Right.
Good
Bates
job.
Motel. You're officially taking on Big J. Big J, what Oscar-winning movie does a family travel in a VW microbus to get to a beauty pageant?
I want to say,
This came out right around the time you said you watched a lot of movies.
yeah, I mean, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
What? Wrong. No.
That's all that comes to my mind, man.
No. What if I told you this movie came out in the early 2000s? Would that help you?
Crossroads?
No, the Oscar-winning Britney Spears movie.
Yeah, no,
no, that is not correct.
Sounds like a dumb movie I skipped.
Jake.
Oh yeah, because it's an Oscar nominee.
Well, I mean, there's people that you know and respect in it. What if I told you Steve Carell was in it? Would that help?
No.
Tony Collette?
Nope.
Alan Arkin won the Oscar for it. Would that help? Okay, you're totally lost. Jake, congratulations.
Scooby-Doo?
You win what? No. You win these Shinedown tickets. Congratulations. You have any guess what the movie is?
My guess is as good as Big J's.
Yeah, no one knows.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Right.
Little Miss Sunshine. It's Paul Dano, Big J, one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jake. It's a good movie. You got yourself all set up to go check out Shinedown, coming to town on August the 10th. Please hang on 1 second. We will make sure that you're all set and good to go there. And we will talk Comedy Lounge. That's going to happen next on the X Rocks. That's the bottom here on the morning after with Nick and Big J. It is Friday. It is time to let you know all the cool things happening at the Comedy Lounge. So it's always great when we catch up with our friend Coral to talk about that kind of stuff. Good morning, Coral. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good to hear from you. Thanks for coming in. And it's we were talking off the air. It's already a bonkers weekend at the Comedy Lounge, right?
It is, yeah. So if you haven't bought tickets for this weekend, sucks to be you.
Yeah, sorry.
We don't have any tickets left. But we do have tickets to the rest of our shows, like, Brandon Vestal, Belly Lee, Shantae Wayans is coming. Last year, she had to postpone her show because her family got indoctrinated to the NAACP's Comedy Hall of Fame. So, the entire family, come check her out. It's going to be awesome.
It's very cool.
All of our shows, 6 o'clock doors, 7 o'clock showtime. We've still partnering with Barbecue for Life for food during the show. What else am I missing?
I don't think anything. Well, I mean, is there anything cool like drink-wise at the lounge that you want to highlight over the course of the last couple weeks?
So we did bring in some new menu items. So I've got some new cocktails. I know people have been asking for whiskey cocktails. So we have a whiskey lemonade made by Jack Daniels.
Okay.
And then Happy Dad, the seltzer company, actually made its own hard lemonade. Non-carbonated, 1 gram of sugar, and no dyes or anything in it. It's really good and it's really dangerous.
Okay. All right.
What does a seltzer taste like without carbonation?
So I mean,
does that work?
well, it just tastes like lemonade.
Oh,
You can't taste any
get
booze in
hammered
it.
on that.
Oh yeah, it's very easy, believe me. And they're offering bucket specials right now. So Happy Dad is doing a little rebate. So if you get a bucket or at least 5 of those Happy Dads, you can get your receipt and then send it into them, and they'll give you $5 back.
Nice. Look at you saving people money at the Comedy Lounge.
Happy Dad sounds like a house that has some issues. It's like all the kids are like, "Is it Happy Dad today?"
So they actually
yes, he's got his coupon.
They have a raspberry flavored seltzer as well. That it's the only one that's called Happy Mom.
Okay.
And people were asking me, they're like, "What is that for?" And I did some research because I was like, maybe it goes to a women's foundation or something. No,
It's just pink.
no, it's just called Happy Mom because it's raspberry flavored. It's seriously, we can't have fruit punch or whatever.
Nope.
No.
You get your raspberries.
Every other weekend.
That's right. But of course, the shows this weekend are sold out because you have an incredibly funny gentleman that is back in town this weekend that has been nice enough to join us. Who's playing at the lounge?
So amazing. I'm so excited to have Gabriel Rutledge back in our lounge. I don't know how much longer he's going to keep playing.
You stay in our life, sir. You stay in our life.
We've been hanging on for dear life because this man could be selling out the Knitting Factory if he wanted to. But he
I did not know that.
I should not be giving him ideas.
Knitting Factory.
Mental note. Got it.
Whoops.
But he is keeping these shows intimate, less than 200 people, and it is such an amazing show. You've got some new stuff that you've been working on.
Absolutely.
I heard it last night. This dude's funny, so I'm just going to pass it on.
Yeah, there's a reason why the shows for Gabriel are sold out over the course of the next couple run. It's because you've done a really good job of popping by here every now and again. Does this feel like a second home to you? I mean, you're here a lot. Not that
yeah,
it's a bad thing.
I've been coming to. I mean, I've probably done more. Other than I live in the Seattle area,
Right.
but I bet I've been to Boise maybe more than most cities. Do you know what I mean? As far as places I've traveled to. So many years, many locations that aren't around anymore. Many, but I in fact, when people are like, That's a common question of like, what are some of your favorite cities? And I always say Boise, and they're like, really? I'm like, shut up, you don't know.
Idaho's kind of made it into your act a couple of times. I saw.
Yeah.
This is a thing. I wasn't following you on TikTok, and I saw a friend had reposted something from you, and you were making fun of Idaho during a set, and I was like, God, this is great because a friend doesn't know that I'm a big fan of yours or whatever. We've had you on the show. They reposted that. I'm like, God. And then I started following you on TikTok, and it's just like that was an organic thing. And I'm like, that's how it's supposed to work, social media, et cetera. But it was also fun just to see you riffing on Idaho. And it wasn't one of your shows here. It was you were somewhere else.
No, I was in Spokane, Washington. I didn't mean to make fun of Idaho.
No, you should.
Someone in the audience was like, I think we were talking about weed laws, and someone in the audience goes, you have to wear your seatbelt there, too. And I was like, that's everywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
technically, it is only a $10 fine here.
The seatbelt thing?
Yeah, the seatbelt. It was like the government was like, hey, if you want, because they didn't have a law for a long time.
Okay.
And they were like, if you want funding for your highways, you have to have a seatbelt law. And so Idaho was just like, $10.
Yeah, it's scary how little it does go into effect.
Well, I kind of get it, but it's also like, I was stunned. I was truly stunned because it was like something that like a long past uncle would be mad about. Do you know what I mean? Seatbelt laws. Next time, wear a helmet. Not my. But it was like a young lady, and I'm like, whoa, Idaho.
Now, Idaho is your angry old uncle.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
A good point.
Is it the drunkle?
Yes, it's the happy uncle. Of course, you
That's their worst selling one, by the way.
Is that dill pickled flavor?
Yeah. One of the things that works a lot on your videos is crowd work. How important is that to your show? Do you enjoy doing that kind of stuff?
I do. It's kind of like last night I did 0 crowd work.
Nice.
Because it just didn't come up. Now I've done a couple of available on YouTube, a couple of crowd work specials, meaning I didn't do my act, I just talked to people, and that was kind of fun. But if you're buying a ticket to come see me, I don't force it. It's fun when something comes up and I run with it, but I don't force it. And I don't even know. It might be bad for our industry as a whole, but what do you want me to do about it?
Listen, I mean, if you're good at it, you're good at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. If you're good enough to do a couple specials, that's awesome. But it's probably nice to get that practice in every now and again. It works on a bunch of different skills or flexes some muscles that are nice to do.
It's fun. And I also, for the most part, I'm not, a lot of crowd work is like, this guy sucks. Nice sweater. You look gay. You know what I mean? It's like, and like most of my crowd work is like a little friendlier. Do you know what I mean? It's not roast.
Hostile. You're not hostile.
No. And that's happy dad. So yeah, I do have a good time with it, but it is kind of weird because that happens on social media and then people show up to the show and they're like, I want to be viral as an audience member.
Sure.
I want to be the one mad about seatbelt laws or not. You know what I mean? It's like, it is kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, that you kind of have to read the room with, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And some comedians are very against it and you shouldn't be doing it. And to those comedians, I say, well, you do it then. Do you know what I mean? If it's so easy and so dumb and so like, you do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've been around a long time, followed a lot of trends, done a lot of stuff. You need your MySpace friends. Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know who my top 8 is anymore, but I think 2 of them are dead.
Gabriel Rutledge joins us. Sold out shows at the Comedy Lounge this weekend. You'll have to catch him next time he comes into town, so pay attention to that website when they do. Gabriel, you have a couple of specials under your belt, both with crowd work and not with crowd work. Always wanted to know, is there like a signal that goes off in your head where you're like, this stuff is ready, I'm ready to record something now, or is it all by feel?
Yeah. I think the signal is when it's something that wasn't on my last special, and then I'm also like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay.
So I better document it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or I'm just gonna stop doing it.
Yeah.
So it's I taped something that'll be out I think next month, but it's I took a couple years in between. I don't know. I'm not gonna rush it.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Maybe if I had a deal with Netflix and I had to have one, but I don't. The whole beauty of being like independent is like I'll do it when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And another nerdy comedy question: do you have a place that you like to record, or do you like to mix it up and like do your specials in different places?
I did my last one in Tacoma, Washington, which is like pretty much my home club. So that was kind of fun. But not in general. I wouldn't. Not that it was offered, but I wouldn't do a theater.
Yeah, got it.
I just don't think it's the right vibe.
Sure.
I just don't.
You like those intimate
Yeah.
rooms? You like that kind
You're
of
an
vibe.
intimate kind of dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we love that you're in town. We love that you came by and stopped by, even though you didn't have to because the shows are sold out. So thank you very much. But if people want to follow you on the socials, what's the place to do that?
Well, website is GabrielRutledge.com. That's got links to everything. I wish I had the same name on everything, but I don't. Facebook, Gabriel Rutledge Comedy. Instagram, Gabe Rutledge. It's me and a youth pastor. We're battling it out. We have the same. We both have a mission, but it leads to different places.
Gabriel Rutledge is awesome. Going to be at the Comedy Lounge this weekend, but you'll have to check him out next time because the shows are sold out. Gabe, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Coral,
you.
as always, you're the best. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
in
us.
as well. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some headlines on the way on the X. Headlines are as follows, Big J. What a jerk. Controversy and what a waste.
What a waste.
Kaylin Balin faces aggravated assault charges, Big J, after she allegedly hit her live-in boyfriend with a glass pickle jar during an argument in their Clearwater, Florida apartment.
That's assault, brother.
Police found pickles and then pickle juice scattered all over the apartment and observed a knot on the 34-year-old victim's head. It probably would hurt pretty bad if you got hit in the face or the head with his pickle jar, right?
Yeah.
Now, the couple have dated 6 years and share a 2-year-old daughter, but they were reportedly arguing about how messy the apartment was when Kaylin became agitated and after being accused of making a mess in the apartment, and then she said, "You want to see a mess?" and then she broke the jar over his head, Big J.
I get
pickles.
it. I get it.
You do?
Yeah.
She then declined to speak with officers and was booked on felony charges, released on her own recognizance, and then a no-contact order as well. Police have seized the pickle jar as a weapon, Big J, which can never be good for her court case, would be my guess.
Like evidence is what you need.
But you understand smashing a pickle jar over somebody's head?
No, I understand what happened.
Oh, you understand being upset about making a mess?
Yeah.
Got it. I'm trying to figure out how hard you'd have to hit somebody to smash a pickle jar over their head, because that's thick glass. I think you'd have to hit him pretty hard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, really
It
hard.
would not be a fun hit to receive, I don't think, a pickle jar over the head.
Plus, think about this. Like, after the damage, the cut and everything, then you've got pickle juice going in there.
Yeah.
A lot of salt, a lot of brine in there. That
Forever
does not
unclean.
feel good.
No, it's like,
Does
like
not
salt in a
feel good.
wound, for sure. Although it doesn't say he was bleeding, just he had a huge knot on his head from where the jar was. So maybe he got away without a cut. But again, still probably didn't feel great. What a jerk or controversy?
What a jerk.
Okay. A woman was arrested at Harry Reid International Airport, Big J. You'll be there in a few days in Las Vegas after abandoning her 2-year-old golden doodle at a JetBlue ticket counter on February 2nd. Police said apparently she lacked the proper documentation to bring her animal aboard as a service dog, and so they denied boarding. Instead of making alternative arrangements, she just tied the dog's leash to a counter and then walked on the gate and got on the plane. Now, that's not cool. That's your dog. What are you doing, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Officers found, were said that they were pretty sure she just abandoned her dog, so they showed up. When she was confronted on the plane, she claimed the dog had a tracking device and would return to her, like Lassie used to do in the TV show.
That's
The
not how
woman
that works.
then became hostile during arrest for abandoning her dog. She's facing charges of animal abandonment and resisting arrest. Now, the dog was named JetBlue, which is crazy, but it is now in foster care with the Retriever Rescue of Las Vegas after the owner failed to retrieve it within the 10-day period. Might be because she was in jail, but now it's in foster care. That poor dog will probably end up somewhere better, though. I'll say that.
I hope so.
Anybody that abandons a dog in an airport because they can't get on a plane does not deserve to have said dog.
Yep.
Wrap it up with controversy. Big J, 2 of the giants in the candy industry are battling each other. Brad Reese, who is the grandson of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups creator H.B. Reese, is now hurling charges at the Hershey Company for replacing quality ingredients for cheaper alternatives in many of Reese's products. He accused the company of substituting milk chocolate with compound coatings and then real peanut butter with peanut cream in multiple items, and that affects the quality of these Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. He then questioned how Hershey positions Reese's as its flagship brand while quietly replacing the very ingredients that built the trust that the brand is based on. He recently showed them some examples of Reese's mini hearts, calling them unedible. And Hershey did acknowledge the recipe changes, saying, yes, they did make some changes, but they needed to in order to make the company still profitable, Big J. But this sounds like our peanut butter and our chocolate people are very upset at one another, and I'm not sure how we fix this.
Well, by using the real ingredients, not a bunch of fake crap, probably.
But then would you be willing to pay more money for these expensive Hershey ingredients?
Try to tell me that all of a sudden it's extra expensive?
Yeah, I think somebody's lying here is what it boils down to.
Well, also just, greed.
Just so you know, Reese's peanut butter cups have been around since 1928, but they did sell the company to Hershey in 1963. So really, Brad doesn't have any legal leg to stand on. This is a Hershey's product. He's just saying you're peeing all over my name, and I don't like it. People are saying, what about your peanut butter cups, Brad? What about your pieces? They're barely edible, sir. And now he has to answer those charges. So you can understand why he's upset. I expect Hershey to do absolutely nothing about it. But at least now you know why those now taste like crap. They're completely different,
Hershey's, they made $11 billion last year.
Oh, that's why. So they need to make more money.
Yeah, that's what I said. Greed.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. We will have some bad impressions. They're next on the X Rocks.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
All right, we got some X-Fest pre-party tickets here to give away. Filter, Finger 11, Local H, all hitting the Revolution Concert House and Event Center on March 6th. That's a Friday, everybody. So we'll get you lined up with these tickets for free. You just have to recognize or at least guess the clues for bad impressions today. It might be difficult, Nick.
Well, you better recognize. That's for sure. But whether or not you can guess the person, that's another angle altogether. 3 clues coming your way. It is somebody famous, though? Famous person?
No. You took all the famous people this morning.
Not all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what would this person qualify as?
A spokesperson?
Ooh.
Yeah, I said it's going to be difficult.
All right, you're going to have to earn these tickets, everybody. 208-287-1003. Let's see what Big J has in mind. Hello, the X.
Hey,
What's up, man? What's your name?
Jordan.
All right, Jordan. Good luck.
After 6 decades, I'm done cleaning and appearing in commercials.
Next.
I've been known for my clean look, bald, happy, smiling face for over 68 years, and it's all coming to a close.
Mr. Clean?
Yeah!
Nailed it. Of course it's Mr. Clean.
What?
Come on. Mr. Clean is a household name, literally. Jordan, hang on 1 second, dude. We'll hook you up with those
Doesn't always
tickets.
translate to bad impression.
Well, I mean, bald hair, the earring, bald head. What was clue 3 for fun?
Would you believe that my jingle came out in 1959? Mr. Me cleans anything. Mr. Me, Mr. Me.
And why is Mr. Clean in the news?
Yeah, Mr. Clean hanging it up after
Sacrilege.
60. Yeah, no longer going to be appearing on your commercials, though Mr. Clean, the brand, will continue on. Just not going to have that jingle or...
Why?
That's a great question. Who knows? Probably cost, or it's just not in anymore.
What, are they losing shelf space to Pine Sol and they think Mr. Clean is costing them that
maybe
money?
It's too old-fashioned. Maybe they need something dirtier. I don't know.
Maybe they don't trust a bald person to clean their house anymore.
Ooh, that seems...
And they need something that feels like it's a little bit more, I don't know, home-friendly. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that seems baldest.
It's crazy. I've got Mr. Clean in my house right now. I like Mr. Clean. Now, I don't buy it because it's a cartoon bald guy, but I like the product. The question now is, do I stop supporting them because they abandoned their branding, Big J? That seems to be a popular thing to do.
Well, here's where Procter & Gamble,
pull a golden corral,
who owns the brand, has asked curious fans to stay tuned. There are already people begging for Mr. Clean to come back.
I don't know if I'm that committed that it's like I need to
We demand Mr. Clean stay!
But it is interesting that like we suddenly don't care about these things until we like actually have them taken away from us. And then it's like, how dare you abandon this particular logo or this particular branding because it is something that I never thought about until you said it was gone, and now it's an affront to me and my family.
Yeah,
very weird.
Well, we misjudged tradition versus what's actually happening and occurring, and I'm going to guess Procter & Gamble probably has a bunch of research that says it's not working anymore.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be Mr. Clean. It's just going to have a different look. You know what I mean? That's all it's going to be. Something different, but I'm sure it's still going to be Mr. Clean because You can't call him Mr. Clean and not have Mr. Clean on the
Mr. Clean,
box.
Mr. Clean.
Like getting rid of the scrubbing bubbles and not having the bubbles around anymore. What the hell are you doing? Morning After with Nick and Big J. We will wrap up the show here next on the X-Rocks. New music from Avatar tonight. We Must Be Warriors closing out the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, they just had to cancel a couple of shows in Amsterdam because Johannes isn't feeling very well. You want to send him a message?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Johannes. Hope you get better, man.
If that doesn't do it, I don't know what will. So hopefully he is feeling.
What the hell am I supposed to say?
I don't know, something motivational. Talk about how great he is and how much we miss him around here, and that you'll power through.
He's almost never sick and never has to cancel shows. So hey,
something like tonight, you must be a warrior against whatever you're battling.
No, see, that makes him feel bad for canceling the show.
No. He's sick.
You're terrible.
No, he's sick. He's sick.
That's why I said I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's gonna work. Of course, we want to say thank you to Gabriel Rutledge. He's a friend at this point, right?
Yeah,
friend
yeah.
Gabriel
I would
Rutledge.
say he might be the most, at least our Comedy Lounge friends that have been in here the most times.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Gonna have some sold out shows at the Comedy Lounge this weekend. You missed the opportunity to see him because you didn't buy your tickets, but still nice enough and like actually respectful enough to pop on by. Did not have to promote these shows, but still did. And I think that's what friends do. And Coral popping by as well. She's definitely a friend. Been on the show forever. We appreciate her. And certainly we want you to check out all the cool acts coming to the Comedy Lounge. So check out loungeboise.com for ticket information on all of that stuff. We also had a chance to hear some brand new Ice Nine Kills, courtesy of Big J's Song of the Week. But it does leave you with the floor, sir.
Nick, I'm going to be gone most of the next week, going to Vegas. And this report here, Vegas has been seeing some decline, Nick. During the weekends, busy as ever, right? But during the week, plenty of open parking on the Strip and downtown. Hotels are offering huge deals to come during the week.
You taking advantage of some of that stuff, Big J? I know how you like to look for a deal.
I mean, I don't think I need a deal in that regard, but
where are you staying? Do you know?
Oh yeah, I love this hotel, the Downtown Grand. So it's on Fremont. It's down in Fremont.
Nice.
So that's where it's all happening. That's where the last couple have been. Really enjoy that hotel. It's
very nice. Well, you have fun and you represent the station well. Wear something nice when you go out there, and make sure people know to fear and respect you for the title that you have and that you were carrying with you.
Everywhere I walk there in slow motion.
Nice.
So just like,
can you imagine what a pain in the butt that would be if you're behind that person? Morning After with Nick and Big J. That'll do it for us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good one. It's the X-Rocks.